Welcome back to the Turn on the Music podcast. This is episode 14. My name is Kyle. We got CJ here. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Doing.
It's
I'm
if
doing.
it's been a week already.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Been a week. Yep.
it's been a week.
Sure
Yeah.
has. How about you?
It's same. No, I agree. It's been today was a long day. Rough
Okay.
day.
Sorry.
No, I'm expecting the same tomorrow and Thursday because I just
That's too
found out
bad.
today that like I need to help out with something tomorrow and I need to help out with something Thursday.
Gotcha.
And tomorrow night I have to pick up my mother-in-law from the airport at 10 o'clock at night, so I won't be home until like 11:30. And I have to be at work at like 7:15 the next the one morning, the one time I would have been happy, like I would have gone in late. I was just feeling
Right.
can't do that.
Yeah.
How's work for you?
So you finished your audiobook.
Yes.
Yeah, work is whatever. I mean, it is.
May have started a new one. No, but I've been listening to music too.
All right. Was the ending everything you expected it to be?
It was like it was a good final book, but it was left in a cliffhanger.
Okay.
So if he didn't want to write anymore, he cleared up a lot of what was going on. But he also left it at a point where it's like, now I want to know what happens. Like
Okay.
like I want to know what the next, like I have a strange feeling there's going to be more books. I really do. I have a feeling there is. But it was good though. It was good. It's a good series. It's a fun series.
Cool.
Yeah. But I've been listening to um I've been on the classical music kick at work. So
Oh,
I got
nice.
inexpensive headphones that I can hook around my ear.
Mm-hmm.
So they're open so I can hear people that are walking around, but I can hear them. And I've been listening to like classical music as I've been working. Um, and it's been helpful. So it's nice to kind of listen to that music for a bit.
Cool. I
Yeah.
saw, speaking of those headphones, I saw an article about like the potential new AirPods that are supposed to like use like bone vibrations to like infuse the music into your bones so it's not like in your ear but it's like in your ear at the same time.
There's a company that makes those headphones already where
Mm-hmm.
they hook around the ear and they sit on your temple and it
Right.
uses bone
Yeah.
conduction to um get the music and the sound into your head. And it's very interesting because I wanted to my I'm curious at how that would work for somebody who is deaf or hard of hearing.
Mm.
Because with someone who's hard of hearing, it potentially could work depending upon how where their hearing loss is.
Mm-hmm.
With somebody who's deaf, I don't think it would, just because it doesn't they don't, but I don't know how it does it bypass the I've been interested in the research
Mm.
because a cochlear implant bypasses the the canal because it's the dead hairs that make that. So I'm like, would that work?
I don't
So
know.
it's interesting. I just
Yeah.
So it wouldn't go in the ear anymore. It would like hook around it.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Potentially. I
I
think
mean, the ones
I don't remember if Apple bought the company or they're interested in buying them or
it may be that company.
yeah.
The ones that I bought, I was like, for $30, let me check it out. I'm curious. They literally hook them. They look like I have a really fat earring on my ear. But I have to say, for what they are, it sits just above the ear hole, and it's a decent sound for what I want.
Mm-hmm.
But I can still hear the conversations. I can hear if someone's walking down the thing, or if they call my name, I can hear them. Whereas like if I put an in-ear one in, it blocks out my whole right side.
Right.
And I don't like listening just one ear with my left ear. I don't know what
Yeah.
that is. I don't know why. I don't know what that is, but
Because you're probably right ear dominant
I don't know.
and musical side of your
Ambidextrous.
brain. It's all connected.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So. Whatever.
Are you listening to anything good?
I've been listening to a lot of Kingfish
Oh,
recently.
nice.
So I thought I'd play just a little bit of his live album I've been listening to a lot, especially today. The song's called Rock and Roll.
Give it a round of applause for Mr. D Vibes on the gig. A princess cooking in the kitchen, playing solitaire. She been burning them stacks with the monkey on her back, 'cause daddy ain't there. She been swinging that axe and picking up the slack, and it ain't fair. So I could sell my soul to rock and roll. So I could sell my soul to rock and roll. She made a deal with the angel.
So I've been on a blues kick. I'm not really sure why. And I've always really liked Kingfish, his voice and his guitar playing. And I'm just going to fast forward just a little bit so you get the end of this because it kind of picks up towards the end, just to give you a little more of Kingfish's sound.
Go away.
No, that's the wrong song. Another song in my head. What's the song? Is it Mississippi Night? Might be Mississippi Night. Hang on. There we go. So some really good stuff. I love his guitar tone, and I just love the feel that he has. So I've been listening to the heck out of him the whole week.
Do you prefer lyrics in your blues song?
I don't pay attention
no?
to him, but yes.
I know you don't prefer. I know you don't pay attention to lyrics, but what I'm saying is do you prefer it as just an instrumental piece, or
No,
do you
I
you
think I
want
like
the
the vocals in there, but I don't pay attention to what the song's about.
I don't think you need to. I just think the
Right.
idea of the back and forth with the guitar and everything like
Mhm.
that, it sets that mood. Because
Yep.
you could totally do it just guitar if you
Mhm.
sing through the guitar like he's doing.
Yep.
But I feel like that there's got to be some words somewhere.
Yeah.
Like me, that's like blues. Like you're singing and you're telling a story about why you're blue, so you make the
Mhm.
guitar cry, and then you got to give it a reason to cry.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
You just got philosophical there.
Yeah.
A little bit.
So we're going to continue our discussion of Eric Gales, and I wanted to start with. Oh boy, now I got to find the website. Hang on.
I have an opinion for him.
Okay.
He needs to create an album that's called Gale's Force Wind.
Ooh, nice.
All right.
So we talked about Pinnock Gales and Pridgeon last week, and I was
Yes.
wrong. It's not Eric Pridgeon, it's Thomas Pridgeon. So it's Doug Pinnock from the band King's X, Eric Gales, obviously. I didn't realize he played with Lauryn Hill.
Yes, I saw that.
And then Thomas Pridgeon of the Mars Volta. So I thought the I'm gonna stick this in the show notes, but I thought this opening paragraph was interesting because we talked a little bit about it. But it says it's often been said that three-piece bands are the most expressive and most balanced musical units known to the rock world. Cream, the Jimi Hendrix Experience, Rush, the Police, Primus. These legendary acts struck upon the correct ratio of musicianship and progressive songwriting by exploring uncharted musical territories while highlighting the individual talents within their collective ranks. Just, we've been talking about, why the, the trio, and, there's just some more of those trios that I didn't even think about. Like the Police and Rush, how I forgot those, I don't know.
Because we forget they're a trio, because when you see them live, they do have backup singers. They
That's
do have
true.
this. They do have that. Whereas like the focal point is the three of them, but when they're, so like you don't think about it that way.
Right.
At least that's what I think, because when we think live, we're like, well, no, there's more than three people on stage. But I mean, that doesn't mean anything. That's just
right.
Yeah.
So since we finished off the last episode with PGP, I thought we would talk a little bit about it just because I didn't do my research beforehand. So, so yeah, we're gonna jump to 2014 then, which is an album called "Good for Something," and I got to get back to my other computer and the other playlist because I can't keep things straight. There we go. The first song that we're gonna do tonight is called "Tonight." Oh, before I even push play, let's unmute it. Good job. Remember it.
Tonight, I'm not waiting. No more this anticipating. Tonight, I stopped dreaming. I made up my mind. I'm leaving. No more pennies down the wishing well. 'Cause now is the moment for my ship to sail. Pulling up my anchor, leaving from this dock. I set my destination, and I will not stop. Tonight, I'm not waiting. No more this anticipating. Tonight, I stopped dreaming. I made up my mind. I'm leaving. Tonight, I'm leaving.
So we've kind of gone back and forth with Eric Gales because he kind of started with this, more progressive sound, and he kind of got into the blues for a little while, and then he got into the Pinnock Gales Pridgeon project, and now he's, back to almost his roots, I think, in this next little section.
No. It was interesting because I'm listening to you talk, but I saw something come up on Spotify that I thought was interesting too. He's on tour right now. Do you know with who?
I don't.
Did you see? Okay.
I see Slash now.
All right, so he's on tour with Slash. Like
Warren Haynes.
Where is it? Huh?
Slash with Warren Haynes.
Samantha Fish.
Uh-huh.
And
see
there was
Miles
another
Kennedy
gentleman
in the picture.
Like, that's probably a crazy show. I've never listened to Samantha Fish though. Have you?
No.
I don't think I've ever really heard her name before.
Me neither.
So, But yes, I agree with you. You can kind of see like he's trying to. I don't want to say he's trying to find his space. I think he's in his space.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just like where
It's almost
he's
like
at.
he's exploring how wide he can make his space.
Right. Yes. Yes. That's
You
a good way
know,
of putting it.
Especially with the Pinnock Gales Bridge and Project thing that he did.
Yeah.
That was, very different than his stuff.
Right. No, yeah, that's a great way of putting it.
Yeah. All right. Then we move on to kind of an oddly named. Oh wait, no, this is a single. Sorry. Boo. The album's called Single. Good job, idiot. Shows you what kind of day I've had. This is called Quest for Love.
Inside my heart, it's time for an action, for a brand new start. Join together in this endless quest for love. Move on up to reach a higher goal above. Come together in this endless quest for love. Let's unite and teach each other love, love.
Now we got a little disco in there with like his,
that was
actually like playing. It's crazy.
Can they actually do an album with that? That was a good track.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here going like, why doesn't he do a whole album like this?
Who knows?
Very cool.
Yeah, I really like his last album because it's not quite that, but it's very different than the stuff we've done so far. So, all right. Now we're gonna move on to 2016, A Night on the Sunset Strip. This is called Make It There. This is a live album. Good album. Very good album.
woke up this morning, y'all, 'cause I had some bills to pay. Well, I put on my blue jumper, y'all, and tried to find some work that day.
All right, so here was my weird thought during this one. If you think about the guitarists that play left-handed,
Yes.
most of them are left-hand dominant.
Right.
So typically when you play the guitar right-handed, right? I mean, most people are right-handed. Your dominant hand is your strumming hand. So when he's playing the guitar left hand, his dominant hand is his fretting hand. What sort of an advantage does that give him? And me not being a guitarist, I don't know. But I know that like a lot of left-hand piano players have it much easier because their left hand is now the stronger hand.
Right.
So it's their style is very different because of that, especially in the beginning. I mean, obviously the idea is to make your hands equal. But you always will favor your dominant hand, I think. But I wonder what kind of advantages or style differences he can pull off because he is using his dominant hand to fret as opposed to strum.
Would you say, and I know you're not a guitarist, so we're saying this more in the sense of knowing people that play guitar or just listening to it. Would you think that like for you use the example, if you're a lefty playing piano, your left hand is stronger, so you're which tends to be that one that's driving with the right hand. Do you think it's the same way almost because he's using his dominant hand to move those chords around? Do you think that
could be? I mean, it could be that his solo playing would be different, faster potentially, cleaner potentially. I don't know. And then you got to think about, this is the more obvious one, I think. Just because he doesn't restring the guitar, so the E strings on the bottom and the low E strings on the bottom and the high E strings on the top, which is different. So maneuvering through all of that is different than like when you watch a guitarist like fret on the keyboard, like on like the higher notes are usually on the bottom and they have more access to higher up on the neck. But when you flip it, you have to stretch further.
So he doesn't flip the frets?
Nope. If you look at it, he just takes the guitar and spins it.
Really?
So it's still.
I was actually curious about that because I was looking at the guitar and I'm like, it's not a lefty guitar. So which would make sense because the way it's strung, he wouldn't be able to unless he had a guitar that was built specifically for a left-handed person. So he learned it backwards.
Yeah.
Huh.
Who knows? All right.
That's very interesting, though.
Yeah.
Any guitarists out there that want to give us a little insight?
Yeah, I can't help there. I'm dumb.
No, I definitely can't help there. Yeah.
All right, 2017. This track has got Kingfish, who we just heard playing a little blues. This is called Help Yourself.
I've been down so long, down in this misery. Yeah. Now I'm on my knees begging somebody come rescue me. Lord have mercy. Can't nobody help you until you're ready to help yourself. Drink
cool track with the two different guitarists and
Yeah, definitely.
trying to layer all that stuff.
That's
Really
cool.
He's kind of in this, in the era of, playing with other people. So there he had Kingfish Ingram. Now he's got Gino on this album called Chic. I'm sorry, yes, Chic Cast. I can't read.
It's a single.
It is a single. You're right.
I tried to.
Yeah. Chic Cast to spell. Eric Gales, Gino.
Woke up this morning, something didn't feel right. I felt some pain in my chest, just like the other night. I was watching her move to somehow the rhythm and blues. Couldn't take my eyes off her. She was quite teasing. Felt like being hypnotized. Boy, like she was casting a spell. I've got completely paralyzed. She must have been casting a spell. Came out of bed, seemed like that.
All right, add that to the styles of I want to hear a whole album like that.
That's like honky tonk.
Yeah, it's like
was
got the
fantastic.
California Surfer dude kind of
Yes.
thing.
Oh my goodness. I love the fact that it's like, here's a single of, there you go.
Yep.
And it makes you want more
Mhm.
easily.
And then we get another one with another guest, and this is a guest that we're going to talk more about. This is Beth Hart, and we've talked about Beth before. She's played with Joe Bonamassa a bunch. They have several albums together, a couple live albums I think as well. And this is off the album called Bookends, and this is the theme song of the Wonder Years, with a little bit of a twist. So, with a little help from my friends.
What will you do if I sang out of tone? Would you stand up and walk out on me? Lend me your ear and I'll sing you a song. I will try not to sing out of key. Oh, baby, now. With a little help from my friend. Oh, I need somebody. With a little help from my friend. Said I'm gonna get on by. With a little help from my friend. Try with a little help.
What do I do when my love is away?
Does the world be alone?
No, no. How do I feel at the end of the day?
Are you sad 'cause you're on your own?
I tell you I don't get sad no more.
With a little help from my friend.
I'm gonna get by, I'm gonna get by.
And then a little bit later, I know I did this in another part of our podcast a couple of weeks ago, but there's a section right about, is it here, I think? Or is it over here? Oh, I used to know exactly where it was. Let's try there. Where Beth Hart just kind of goes crazy for a little while. So let's see if I can find that quickly.
Try with a little help from my friend.
So we're gonna hear a little more about Beth Hart. I think next week maybe, unless I change my mind. I don't know, but a fantastic singer.
I want her to do Janis Joplin music.
Mm.
She, like you said, she has an album called it's the Led Zeppelin
The
tribute
Led
one.
Zeppelin album, yeah,
I want her to do a Janis Joplin one,
yeah.
or just do songs and sing in that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Because she's good.
she's really good.
She's a piano player, guitar player.
Piano, violin, and
So she's a bunch of instruments.
plays a
right?
bunch of things.
Right? Yeah.
Had a rough life. She's struggled with drug abuse and alcohol
Yes.
abuse, and
Yeah, I was reading.
yeah. All right, another single with some more people, the Bar-Kays and Wendy Morton. This is called Tennessee Whiskey.
Used to spend my nights out in the bar rooms. Liquor was the only love I know. But you rescued me from reaching the bottom and brought me back from being too far gone. You're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. You're as sweet as strawberry wine. As strawberry wine. You're as warm as a glass of brandy. Glass of brandy. Honey, I stay stoned. I stay stoned on your love all the time.
Just a unique collection of musicians on that track.
She has a song called "Ode to Billy Joel."
Really
Yes.
interesting.
Yes. That is a unique group of people.
Just strange how they all kind of came together. I'd be interested to hear how that happened.
Well, it's kind of like if you think about the Wailing Jennies that we talked about.
Yeah.
You know,
You know,
They
and
just
how
were
also how like Ava Cassidy met.
what's his name?
Can't remember his name now,
Yeah.
but you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah. Well, and we'll find out now. Hold on a second. I'll bring up Ava Cassidy real quick. There she is. And that
What
was.
is that guy's name?
I'm going to give you a moment to look into it.
I'm not gonna think about it.
Chuck Brown.
Chuck Brown. That's right.
Right. What are you? But he sought her out.
Right. So like who sought who out with this one?
Right,
How did
exactly.
they get together? Is
Exactly.
interesting. Yeah, there's a big age gap. There's All right.
But if you notice, though, and I don't mean if you notice, there's not a lot except for the Slash and that tour that he's on right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think the most well-known name in that group is Slash,
Mm-hmm.
in the sense of mainstream
Yeah.
artists. A lot of these artists that he's singing with, unless you're into this style of music,
Mm-hmm.
you wouldn't really know them.
Right.
And maybe it's just that group that he keeps. I mean, the only other person is Joe Bonamassa because he's had a couple of songs on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
But I think with this one, it's interesting because like it's not only is it a not well known group, but a very different style of music and like a 50-year age gap.
Right.
Maybe
Right.
maybe not that much, but close. I mean, there's
no, I understand what you're saying. Yeah,
a large age gap.
right.
So interesting.
Okay.
All right. We got one more single before we get to our last album. This is Sunshine of Your Love And this has got Doug Pinnick playing the bass again. So to get back to your question that you asked before, yes, I needed vocals in that. Or wanted vocals in that.
Just because you know the song and you were like,
Yeah, I guess.
and it was just drums and him.
Mm-hmm.
That's
No, there's bass too. Doug
Was-
Pinnick playing the bass.
Oh, that's right. Got the names mixed up again. Yes.
All right. So our last album of Eric Gale's came out in 2022. Album is called Crown. But the opening track is called Death of Me, which I like. Good song.
My name is Eric Gales. Any questions? If I could go back in time and have a talk with me, I would try and change my mind, show me what I need. Knock that chip right off that shoulder that you just can't see. So someday when you're older, you have your sanity. Rain on, there goes a young man's dream. If you don't learn from your mistakes, you'll be the death, be the death, be the death of me.
So that is the opening track to this album. This album was produced by Joe Bonamassa, actually. And Joe actually plays on it. On this next song called I Want My Crown, and it's kind of a guitar battle between the two of them. And it's really well done. It's very cool. It's one of those, I like this song because you have two different guitarists and you can hear the distinct styles. I know we talked, last episode about the different, I'm going to call it voicing of Eric's guitar, where he kind of pushes the mids and the highs more than other people do, and Joe tends to turn up his gain way beyond where it probably should be, but that's his sound, and you get to hear them play, and you can really, once you understand their playing and their their sounds, you can really pull them apart. This is called I Want My Crown.
Tired of being in the backseat, I want my crown. Tired of just making ends meet, y'all. I want my crown. Tired of hearing about Joe B. Say what? And how he tweaks that sound. Now it's my turn, my time to
I want my crown. Being someone else's dog for far too long. If you don't believe me, then listen to this song. I want my crown. I want my crown. People tell me let it be. Nobody bothered asking me. For as long as I've been around, it's my turn. I want my crown. I want my crown.
So kind of like we were talking about Joe Bonamassa, a few weeks ago. Band's getting bigger. We got horns now. We got backup singers.
Right.
And what I really like about this is that he doesn't lose his like new sound, but he still kind of incorporates like that older blues kind of
Yeah.
horn thing going on. And I think it's a really good balance of the two sounds.
Oh no, I agree. It's a good song.
I'm gonna see if I can find a little guitar battle.
I want my crown. I want my crown. Now for the people in the back, I don't know if y'all can hear me real good, but it's time to step in the ring. Me and you, let's get it, Joe.
And there is a music video to this that you can watch, which is really kind of cool.
That's awesome.
I got one more off this album before we say good day, good afternoon, good night, whatever.
Good morning.
Good morning,
day.
whatever.
Good afternoon.
I like this song a lot because I think he specifically wrote this to close his shows. And it's I think it's a really great way to close a show. And we talked about it last week, how he kind of writes and records almost in a live style. And I think this is, very fitting. So this is called I Gotta Go.
My. You know, I'd like to stick around. I'd like to stay a little longer. I would like to stick around a little longer if I could. I really wouldn't mind playing a little longer either. And you people are kind of nice. It's shown up a beautiful night. Everybody's feeling all right. But it's way past midnight. And that's out of sight. But you know, it's always that time that comes. Well, we all need to get out of here. And for us, I gotta go. Can't stick around here. I gotta go. Get to the next show. Here we go again. Now here are some things that you don't need to do. Don't try to tempt me. You looking pretty fine. Like to take y'all all with me. I'm having such a good time. I really love this city. I love the things y'all do. Always love coming back here. I get to play my blues. But when it all comes down to the end, I gotta go. Can't stick around here.
Just a really great way to close off a show or an album. A lot of fun. And he blends again that old school blues with the new school that he's kind of coming up with, which I think is neat too.
And it's just like they're not stopping.
No.
Him or Joe Bonamassa.
No.
Right. It's going to be interesting where it progresses to and
Yep.
how it progresses, and do they start to incorporate more of the technology that's out there?
Mm-hmm.
Do they stay to their roots and not use as much technology?
Yep.
Like I know there's some that like pedals and stuff. I don't consider that.
No, I don't either.
I'm talking more of like the synths and the computers and that end of it, and the audio tech and the that type of manipulation.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be very interesting to see, because everything nowadays with recording is digital. You're recording digital, you're editing digitally, but you can still keep it basic.
Yep. And then like there's like solid state versus tube amps, like
Right.
Joe's more in the tube amp
Right.
area, and Eric Gales is solid state, and
Right.
that's another difference.
Right. It's a lot, so it'll be interesting to see. I mean, look, like we said, when we saw Joe Bonamassa live, he used the theremin to
Mm-hmm.
change or to add to the sound of his playing with the way
Yep.
he put the neck of the guitar into it. Like, that's not a technology, that's using two instruments together, and,
Mm-hmm.
and it worked. Like, it was cool, So what I want to know is, at what point, like, was he in a room that a theremin was set up and he accidentally like moved into it and he's like, hey,
Who knows?
that sounds good.
Who knows?
Or was he like me? He saw someone go and he was like, theremin. So,
So
is that it?
I was just gonna say that I always try to like leave with like one album that I'd recommend to like dip your toe in, and with Eric Gales, I would say that it depends on the style that you like, because there's a lot of different directions you can go. I don't think that I could say this is the one album that I would try.
I agree with you. I don't think
Because,
there is
like,
one that you could.
if you like the old school stuff, like find like look for the old school stuff. But if you like the newer stuff, like Crown is a great album. I mean, if you like the more progressive stuff, his earlier stuff is great. I mean,
What about the album The Story of My Life? Do you think there's a balance there?
Yeah, a little bit, I think.
Only because that there's a song on there, Laying Down the Blues, and then his follow-up album to that is Laying Down the Blues, which is like
Yeah.
his hit, which is, like you said, is almost like his hit songs, but not really.
Yeah. I don't know of I can't think of one off the top of my head that kind of encompasses everything. Maybe
Okay.
Bookends kind of does all of it. Kind of old
Based
school
upon
and new
the title
school.
of the album.
Yeah.
Bookends.
Yeah.
A little bit here, a little bit here, and then a whole bunch in the middle.
Yep. Yep. So good luck finding one that you like. I mean, honestly, you can't go wrong.
I see that this is just what I do when like, for example, finding Samantha Fisher. I've never really listened. Like, I would love to listen to another female blues artist.
Mhm.
So what I'll probably do is find her essential playlist that Spotify does or Apple Music does or
Mhm.
whatever does, and that's how I'll listen to them, because it'll flip and flop through their albums. And
Yep.
I mean, that's one way to do it with him, because you'll kind of get a little bit of everything and then maybe
Mhm.
find an album that you want to listen to.
Yep.
That's my suggestion.
Yeah.
The best thing you could do is you can join us this Sunday at 7:30, and you can hear all these songs in their wonderful entirety,
Yes.
including others from the albums.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's
And I
another way
would
for-
also caution this, just because I've experienced it, especially today. Don't overdo it with him.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to do that. And at least for me, because of his guitar tone, I find him in if you listen to him too much, he can be fatiguing. So that's my word of caution. Not that he's bad by any stretch, but you can get to a point where it's just too much.
It's like too much in your face.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way, just
No.
It's just in your face.
Yeah. Yeah. So I will leave it at that and say thank you for listening.
Until next week.
Until next week. Charlotte in Ohio, I want to hear no complaints that our podcast is too long because we are definitely under an hour this week. So, he gives me grief. She found a podcast. She goes, this one's longer than yours, and sends me a screenshot. It was 8 hours and 14 minutes. I was like, stop complaining about mine.
You know what, Charlotte? Give him grief no matter what.
Yeah. The nice thing is she has not sent me a complaint about my show notes being bad in a long time. So.
Can you do it anyway?
Yeah.
Just find one thing.
Yeah. Had to open my mouth. So.
These are the show notes where you're going to make a mistake.
I know.
And that's where she's going to find it.
I know. So, thank you all for listening. We'll see you next week, and join us Sundays for our live stream, and it'll be at Gales this week. So thanks so much.
Thank you.